Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Pages, Pictures, and Panels. I'm your host, Tildy N, and this is my co-host, Roach Boy Red.
What's up, guys?
And today is the day we finally got the Super Bowl Doctor Strange trailer, and it is chock full of all types of goodies, and we will be getting into them today. So without further ado, Red, take the reins.
Oh, man. All right, so first off, we got to start this off by saying this trailer was supposed to drop during the Super Bowl. It dropped like a half hour before the Super Bowl. And I didn't see the TV spot originally, actually. I just ended up going to YouTube and watching it. But, so fuck them for that one. All right, so I guess we're just going to go down scene by scene through it. And then, there'll be a little bit of stuff we talk about on the way, and then afterwards we can discuss some of the bigger points, some of the big reveals, some of the huge reveals. Oh man.
Yeah.
But without further ado, I guess let's get into it. So it opens up with the every night I dream the same dream, and then the nightmare begins. All right. So immediately off the jump, the first sentence of the trailer makes us think that they're alluding to Nightmare the villain, the Fear Lord in Marvel Comics. He's the master of the dream world, so it even fits with what he's talking about. And I could personally see a variant of Strange ending up Nightmare. Like,
boy at the end with the zombie face.
Exactly, and like a lot of people online are saying that that's null or there are so many different theories for that thing. But I would like to see it be Chthon, Nightmare, or Mephisto embodying Strange and possessing him.
But
wait, what's up?
You wouldn't want it to be null?
I feel like that would just be a lot to try to tie into this story, but I would, man, I'm always gonna accept some spider shit. I'm always gonna accept some null.
Yeah, that's definitely what it would be, though. Just cashing in on spider shit right now.
Yeah, so from there we go to the introduction of America Chavez in the trailer, where she's being attacked by some demon. The demon actually looks like Doctor Strange's spell, the Crimson Bands of Sidorak, which could make that the Elder God Sidorak, which he's tied to a lot of stuff. He's tied to a lot of magical stuff in the Marvel Comics, but he's also tied to Juggernaut. Kane Marco finds the Gem of Sidorak. It's like a crystal, and once he picks it up, he gets the power of the Juggernaut and becomes the avatar of Sidorak. So that would be really cool to see. I doubt they'd name drop him, and it might just be like a Easter egg reference that only like the fucking big fans understand. But
yeah,
still cool. From there, we get the Marvel logo. If you actually notice, it flips from like the old school, like the Raimi movies and the Fox movies. It does the comic panel flip into the new modern Marvel Studios logo.
We're all together.
Yeah, exactly. It's telling us right then and there that the X-Men are in this, the Fantastic Four are an option, like anything's possible. And that's such a hype, just logo alone that it gets us ready without any of the trailer. So we hear next it cuts to Wong bitching at Strange, giving him a stern talking to. Like he always is, but the cinematics of this are the important part. Like, Doctor Strange is walking around, or walks out of the sanctum, and New York is fading into literal nothingness. It looks like a real-world version of the animations in What If or Episode 4, when when his reality was falling apart at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Some of them were even, like, fading into the black ooze-looking shit, which also, in my mind, the first time I saw that ooze in What If, I thought of symbiotes. So, like, there could be ties.
Very much well could.
Excuse me. But I think it could. I think What If is going to tie into this a lot. like I said in the movie trailer, outside of the plot details right now, on the
Yeah.
movie trailer we see Captain Carter's shield on the fucking shards of glass that are shattered around Strange, and I understand that might just be an implication of the multiverse for the uh, poster, but I would love to see a live action Captain Carter. Uh, I think that'd be fantastic.
You and me both, brother. You and me both.
But at this point, we get to see Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. Doctor Strange pays her a visit in that weird orchard, which
Yeah.
I believe could be Mount Wundagore, where she was born in the comics, and maybe in the MCU. Who knows? But and that's also a place where Ultra Humanite. I'm thinking DC High Evolutionary conducted a lot of his experiments on like animal wildlife to make them into evolved humanoid creatures and stuff. The Knights of Wundagore. Uh, but I also think they talk about how Viz had theories of the multiverse. So Vision
Yeah.
was looking into the multiverse. And first off, I hated the line that he believed it was dangerous. No shit.
Yeah.
Like that's fucking obvious. But I feel like it's kind of a subtle Easter egg, not like it would amount to anything, but it's a one-liner referencing Infinity Ultron. At the end of
Yeah.
the day, Ultron was still Vision. He was in his body, and that's the Ultron that found the multiverse. So
Yeah.
I feel like it was honestly just like a throwaway line to give reference to that and nod to that, but it was cool nonetheless. Uh, from there, we cut to a dark cloud forming over Kamartaj. It's probably Wanda. It might be Strange. Who knows?
I have a theory.
Go ahead.
I think Galactus from the Fantastic Four movies.
The cloud.
Yeah.
Yo, bro, that's a pretty rogue theory, and I would love that. That would be so funny. But
That'd be so.
and then like they could do in the comics, Galactus and Galactus, another universe's version of Galactus, fucking actually melded to make this Prime Galactus that destroyed part like different universes. He destroyed Miles Morales' original universe.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So like
see?
so that would be an option. Bring him over and then let real MCU Galactus fucking devour him.
Hell yeah. And just have it be Galactus.
But what I picked up from that scene more so than anything is the Minotaur. Okay, so this is a real character in the comics. He's like an extra dimensional alien who
Yeah.
just looks like a green Minotaur, and he's a
Yeah.
wizard and shit with Doctor Strange. His name is Rintra, and I mean, I only know one Minotaur that runs with Doctor Strange, so I'm assuming that's him, and he's just a lot less green than he used to be.
Yeah.
Uh, but during that scene and into the next, we get the Mordo variant. I'm assuming it's a variant. He seems a lot more put together, and actually, they leaked on the Marvel Legends toy lines. His name
Yeah.
is Master Mordo, implying that he is the Sorcerer Supreme of his universe.
So then
Uh,
that means he's on the Illuminati then, right?
That's what I'm thinking. And in the scene where like Doctor Strange gets brought before them, we see him walking across the chair or the area where all their chairs are. But so that's when we get to the line we all know from even the first trailer about how your desecration of reality cannot go unpunished. Blah blah
Very
blah.
true.
And right then and there we see Strange get bound up in handcuffs. And well, there was Ultron sentries arresting him, it looks like, and they look modified. They look more like Iron Man, the Iron Legion, than they did Ultron drones, which, ooh like, give us some superior Iron Man. Uh, but then, the Ultron bots bring him amongst a group of people in the London Museum, headed by none other than Charles Xavier. Patrick Stewart is back in the MCU. We have we have our first actual mutants.
Yeah,
Even if they're not from our universe, we have mutants in the MCU.
absolutely.
Uh, but we've talked a lot about that before. I figure we'll get into the Illuminati after this because that's what I mostly want to discuss out of all these leaks.
Yeah,
But at one point, when they cut to the scene of Doctor Strange and America Chavez falling through the different realities, one of the realities they fall through had dinosaurs in the background. Uh, There in the X-Men comics, there's a place called the Savage Land, and there's a lot of dinosaurs. It's like a lost world type situation, like the land that time forgot. And I think that'd be cool to be referencing that in that scene if that's actually what's happening. Uh,
yeah,
they don't really have to do much with it right now, but I would love to see that in a future X-Men project. The Savage Land got ignored somehow through 7 movies, and it's kind of a big part of like the X-Men story during like the big Chris Claremont runs, which is what everyone knows. And yeah, that'd just be so crazy. I love Sauron the Pterodactyl man. He's cheesy as fuck, but he's real cool. In the 90s cartoon, he could like mind control people and shit. So that's a good power. Uh but also during that scene we see Strange split into little textured cubes and shit.
yeah.
That's actually a reference to 2 things. One, it's a reference to the variant first cover of the House of M storyline, and the cover is Wanda's face, and it's like her face breaking apart into the cubes, showing that she was fucking breaking apart from reality and shit. And the other reference is in Infinity War, when Thanos uses the Reality Stone on Drax to beat him, he turns him into a bunch of stone cubes. And even like Doctor Strange's nose in that scene even was like made of stone. So I'd assume it would be a reference to that. Uh,
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe he's even fighting the next person we're going to talk about. Uh, the next scene we get is Wanda fighting this glowing person. We no one has confirmation on who this character is. They're glowing yellow, but their hands are glowing blue and purple. Uh, my first thought was Human Torch, but because I didn't see the blue hands and shit. But along with that, I thought Phoenix. But after further inspection, no, that's Captain Marvel's powers, or someone else who's powered by an Infinity Stone. And
Yeah.
I do not believe it's Danvers. It's if it's Captain Marvel, it's Monica Rambeau or her mother Maria Rambeau. And based on the actress's look right now, she also has the little mini fro that character looks like they may or may not have had. It's either that or like a spiky little haircut, like Robert Downey or Tom Cruise. Yeah, we'll talk about Tom Cruise, but
Yeah.
but yeah. So that would be the most obvious choice, I think, for us to believe. The character has like the weird Scully and stuff, like both Captain Marvel in the comics and actually Spectrum, Monica Rambeau has that too in the books.
Hmm.
So well before she goes maskless, but I think it could be her or the other thought that actually the Cosmic Wonder was the first person who pointed it out to me, but now it seems like it's all over the internet. It might be Superior Iron Man. We've seen zoomed in pictures of the scenes. It looks just like the concept art they did for Superior Iron Man for the movie. It has his weird little tiara and his around the face strap. And the leaks say that Tom Cruise Iron Man had 3 Infinity Stones.
Huh.
And there's exactly 3 colors in this fucking scene. And the only way Iron Man is going up against Wanda at this capacity is with Infinity Stones at this point.
Right. I
So
mean, it could be interesting.
yeah, so there's a lot to unpack from that. I figure we'll continue that then as well. Uh, from there we see Wanda questioning why Strange ruins reality, and that's the it's not fair scene. Which first
Right.
off, it sounded like her playing one of her sitcom characters from WandaVision, but at the same time, you knew 100% this is a threat from someone who is genuinely unstable. And
Right.
it felt so intimidating coming from little Lizzie Olsen, man. Like
Yeah.
it was awesome. I absolutely love how she's been playing Wanda. She plays her very crazy, which always breaks my heart. Uh, I love Wanda. She is probably my favorite female in Marvel Comics, and it's gonna hurt a lot for this movie to make her crazy. I reread House of M this morning in preparation for this episode, and it just makes me sad, man. Like at one point, Hawkeye dies in the story before that, and he comes back, and pretty much she just like without even realizing it, wipes him from reality to protect herself. And it is one of the most heartbreaking scenes. Like Clint is there crying and asking her why she's doing all this evil shit and stuff, and she doesn't even know. And it's just such a heartbreaking scene from both ends, man. Uh,
Now it's in the movie, like,
yeah, the movie, she's very malicious. Like WandaVision made us feel for her doing this. Like
yeah.
she did it unintentionally and she was sorry about it. But then once she gives Doctor Strange this fucking that line in the trailer, it's pretty much like, no, no, Wanda is sentient about all this. She knows that the world wrongs her, so she's gonna wrong the world.
Now,
Um,
my question is, she's a Nexus being. How are there two of her?
I don't think the Nexus being thing applies in the MCU. I think it's Nexus events instead because of the changes Loki made.
Okay, okay. So,
Which is like Nexus events don't even have any real like similarity to Nexus beings either. Like they're a whole new thing. Similar to
that's
how
word.
wait, what's up?
And that's just basically where Marvel chose to use the word rather than Nexus being.
And it's kind of similar to Marvel the movies is what created absolute points. What if? Uh Absolute points are not a thing in the comics. They never have been. It's a cool concept because stuff like that, I feel like it would imply that like Tony Stark would have to always die in the end, stuff like that. That'd be awesome. But also it implies Christine's gonna die in this movie.
Yeah.
Christine is always guaranteed to die throughout the entire multiverse. So she's gonna die in this movie, and I think it'll be on her wedding day in those scenes that they showed. And I think that's gonna push Strange. And it's already confirmed that we have another variant of her character coming in the comic or in the movie. So
Yeah.
they could kill off this universe's Christine and do something new with the other one. Maybe she already died and magic brought her back. Uh,
Yeah.
Something like that would be cool. But from there, the next the next clip is actually it takes place in the Westview house from WandaVision. Uh,
Yeah.
we have Scarlet Witch in her full adornments on her knees, kneeling before another Wanda Maximoff. What the hell? Her face is covered in blood. She's looking pretty threatening towards the Scarlet Witch, and well, we have no clue on what that scene is, but what more than one Wanda? One is enough. We can't deal with one.
It's
uh,
true.
yeah,
Not
this is gonna be crazy, bro. Uh, that brings us to our final scene of the trailer, though. We have Wong yet again yelling at Strange, but this time for good reason. We see Strange getting swarmed by like dark entities, demons, whatever these wraiths are. They swarm around him and possess him. And the trailer ends with a giant demonic zombie looking Doctor Strange with multiple of these ghoul arms sticking out from behind him. And
yeah.
there's a lot of implications of this. A lot of people think it's tied to Strange Supreme or the zombie shit from What If. Uh, I'd love it to be set up for an Elder God. I've always said that Nightmare, who they reference earlier in the trailer, hopefully. Uh,
Yeah.
I've always said that he is a really similar looking villain to Doctor Strange. He's kind of just a twirly mustache villain looking form of Doctor Strange in my mind. So it'd be cool if they made one of these variants, maybe that sinister one that we see talking about things getting out of hand, possess him, turn him into Nightmare. They look the same, and Benedict Cumberbatch has played his villain before. He has played Dormammu. He did the motion capture. So I think that'd be really cool. But other than that, I think it could be Cthulhu. One of his big things in the comics is that he can't enter our dimension like naturally, normally. So he always uses different vessels. That he tried to do that through a shard of himself in Wanda when she was born. Uh, and I
Mhm.
think Strange could be a part of that because he started dabbling in the Darkhold. We see him using chaos magic and using or and messing with the Darkhold in the trailer.
Yeah.
So just by opening those floodgates on himself while using that could make him susceptible to getting fucked with by Cthulhu. And that'd be crazy. Uh Overall, that trailer had me audibly screaming while I watched it. It was insane. Absolutely insane. From start to finish, there was Easter egg after Easter egg, references, cameos, new content, information, badass scenes. Like, oh man. So I can't wait to see that. May 6th, get to them theaters. I want to hear your
Absolutely.
thoughts on the trailer though.
Well, first and foremost, we have to say, like, I think that this movie, a year ago, I felt similar about Spider-Man No Way Home, and I couldn't even fathom the thought of another movie replacing the space that No Way Home took in my brain for so long, just the concept of multiple Spider-Man. We're so far past the concept of multiple Spider-Man now. It just seems like small potatoes. Like, the multiverse is truly open. I thought when like the end of Loki felt crazy. Nothing feels crazier than right now stepping toward this movie. And now with this trailer, like before the trailer, we thought anything could happen. Now with this trailer, there's actual factual proof. This is
Now
like
we
if the
know anything can happen.
exactly. This is if like the government just fucking flashed live on TV footage of a UFO. Like deal with it. Like that's basically what this feels like. Like so many theories confirmed. The fucking Professor X reveal, I think I literally came in my fucking pants. Man, gotta be honest. Jesus, my battery's saying it wants to die, but it's okay. We're going to continue. Um, the introduction of the X-Men, the possibility of a superior Iron Man, almost the confirmation of a superior Iron Man. I am so fucking excited. And the fact that like the Sentry bots that were leading him, it literally looked like the concept art that we've seen. So many other leaks dropped with that concept art up here cerebrally right now. I'm in bliss because I'm like, it's all true. Everything's true. You know what I mean? Just based off of those leaks. So, I mean, it could be very naive of me, but I just feel like the fanboy in me wants to believe in all the wonderment and submerge himself in all of the, like, no pun intended, estrangement of the whole movie affair anyway. I think that it is going to be, man, there's no word for this, brother. Gotta be honest with you. There's no.
Dude, I know, like I've been waiting since the trailer dropped to do this episode with you. I've been fiending, and like now that we're here, I'm just like, I don't want to just sit on camera and be like, "Oh man, I'm so excited! This is crazy," but I feel that way. Like I can't stop thinking about how excited I am, man. And I couldn't imagine growing up like I've like in elementary school I've had my comic books like torn up and thrown around the playground by people and shit. And like we're living in a world where this is what not just comic fans are talking about. This is what everyone's talking about. This
Yeah.
like the Super Bowl halftime show and this trailer are what people remember from that night.
Mm-hmm.
No one gives a shit who won the Super Bowl. It was the Rams and the Bengals, for God's sake. But
No one.
Marvel is what made this part of a historical moment for not just us, but a lot of people, and that's awesome. Like I couldn't
Marvel.
imagine. My childhood self is losing his mind thinking, just me thinking about that.
Telling you, man, Sunday was full of a lot of great shit. Marvel fucking fun and a whole lot of West Side shit.
Yeah, man, it was crazy. Uh,
Love.
but I do want to talk about the big part of the trailer, the big reveal, the Illuminati. Uh, that scene alone and the scenes surrounding the Illuminati from this trailer, those help add weight to all of our leaks that we fucking dropped previously. We did a roster for the Illuminati. It was what, Xavier, Magneto, Reed Richards,
Mhm.
Balder the Brave, played by Bruce Campbell, which it's a Sam Raimi movie. I'm waiting to see Bruce Campbell. He's in there somewhere, and I 100% know it. Monica
Yeah.
Rambeau, Superior Iron Man, and I forget the last one. But in the trailer, 6 chairs, which we listed 7 members from the leaks. One of them is in a wheelchair, so we only need 6 chairs. For one, I hope Xavier is. I would love if he's Xavier from the X-Men movies, but imagine this. What if he comes in the golden floating chair from the cartoon and he's actually from the X-Men 97 universe? Like,
Yeah.
that would
Which would be,
be amazing.
but he wouldn't be able to dive in because that's coming back.
Yeah, they could
New
figure
episode.
out ways around it. Or just make it because Xavier went missing at the end of the X-Men 97 series. So like you could explain it away through that maybe. I don't know. They've done a lot of weird crossovers like that. Like Valkyrie from the Thor movies actually went to the comic universe at one point and joined up with a team called the Exiles, which is like an alternate version of the X-Men.
Huh.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. So like we've seen stuff like that before. Definitely not that likely. I think if they put him in the gold chair, it's just going to be because we love that chair, not because he's that guy. But
All right.
even that alone would fucking make me lose my mind. But another person in the Illuminati, at least presumably, is this glowing figure fighting Wanda. Uh, that adds a lot to my thoughts of. I was confused in our episode previously where we talked about these Illuminati members when the leaks said Monica Rambeau was on there. Uh, I was like, well, she's kind of wet behind the ears. She's a green character, so in the MCU at least, so
Yeah.
it would be hard for me to believe that she was part of the Illuminati. But that being a misinformed leak, and it being Maria Rambeau, her mom,
Uh,
that makes a lot of sense, and that adds a lot of weight to our leaks because that was a really random thing that, like, I even questioned when I read it and didn't think would be real. And if that glowing figure is fucking Captain Marvel, well, who's to say the rest of it isn't real? We got Xavier, we got the drones, we got them in the same scene pretty much, like you said, as the concept art. Uh, Even the opening of the trailer sounds like the exact opening of those leaked or of that leaked script. So like I think it could be. And if that's the case, we are in for so much more than just Professor Xavier.
I just hope that, like, my only concern with, like I said before about the variants, say that we do get Monica Rambeau, not Maria, and we get to see a literal superior version of her. How do we really give a shit about our version anymore? And that's
Because
what
we
I'm
want
worried
her to
about.
get there. It's about the journey to get to that power level at that point, I think.
Yeah,
But
that's
also, I think it a lot of that would be just held up by the characters themselves. Like Tiana Paris, her portrayal of Monica made me like the character more than I ever did in the books, and I think I think that a lot of the time the MCU rides off of those characters specifically. Think of like
yeah.
Iron Man 3, a dog shit movie with a dog shit plot, a lot of garbage happening, but we still had fun even watching that bad movie because it was Tony Stark, who we care about, Don Cheadle, who we love, stuff like that. I feel the MCU is really good at making us love these characters we don't think we would. For me personally, Kate Bishop, man. Uh, but and
Rex.
there's one final piece about this Illuminati I want to talk about though. So in the scene when they show all the chairs, we see Mordo walking along. We know Xavier's there, but we see two other people sitting in those chairs. One has a hood and what looks like a skirt. When I think of a hood and a skirt, I think of one person, and that is Victor Von Doom. Uh, I also think it could be Magneto. Magneto does like cloaks and shit in the comics. He likes to pretend he's mysterious. But I if I could see and would like to see if they brought Doom in at the same time as Reed Richards. They have always been rivals. They're like two sides of the same coin. And yeah, it'd be kind of interesting to bring Doom in and like you don't really know he's this tyrannical son of a bitch yet. Like you just think he's one of the fucked up minds of the Illuminati. Because let's be real, these guys are not going to be heroic.
Yeah.
They never
Yeah.
have been in the comics. They caused a lot of issues with a lot of heroes, specifically the Hawk, which their introduction leads to a lot of things. I'll get into that in a minute. But
Hmm.
the other figure also, he just looks like they're wearing a skin tight suit. Uh, I the lighting on it makes it look like there's a necklace, which Black Panther's part of the Illuminati in the comics. What if they just give a non-speaking role to the character? I would. What?
It's T'Challa.
Yeah, like they put him in, but don't have him say anything, so they don't have to use Chadwick's voice. Uh, I would love it. Keep him alive forever. He doesn't have
Yeah.
to talk or anything, but make him part of the universe. We need a Black Panther. And then you can put anyone in that suit and have them playing Chadwick's role without having to
Hmm.
recast the character.
Hmm.
Uh, but on the other end of things, when I think of characters wearing these weird skin tight suits and shit,
Hmm.
Fantastic Four, man. I didn't want to beat around the bush. It'd be crazy for them in the trailer to show us that these two people were sitting on each side of Strange. One of them being Reed Richards potentially, the other one being Doctor Doom. That would be such a cool split screen moment. Doctor Strange being the line that splits them. Uh, I'd love it. But
Hmm.
the possibilities are endless. Honestly, we've heard Captain Carter and stuff. I could picture her being part of the Illuminati. She's part of the Guardians of the Multiverse and What If. That I feel like that holds a lot of weight and gives her a lot more information and experience than most people in the multiverse. So it would be awesome to see her. She was the only like standout of the team that was competent outside of Doctor Strange himself. Like we had like Party Thor and stuff. He's OP as shit, but he's a fool. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I would love to see her. It's insane, and the Illuminati not only brings in all these characters potentially, it brings in some storylines. All right, we know we got a World War Hawk movie coming up.
Yeah.
The Marvel got the rights to Hawk from Universal. Thank God. Whoop whoop. Uh,
Yeah.
but the Illuminati in the comics are a lot of the reasons that World War Hawk happens. They scummed Banner time and time again. They sent him to an alien planet, and then his wife ends up dying in an explosion on the ship from a bomb they planted. Uh, he comes back to Earth with his alien army. Pretty much tells them, "You got 24 hours to bring me Tony Stark's or to bring me Tony Stark so I can deal with him myself, or I'm going to destroy everything." And it starts with a bunch of other heroes. Wait, what's up?
Is this in the cartoon too?
No, this is just in the comic.
About to say, I'm about to watch this right now, but continue.
But and then like these heroes start showing up before the Illuminati does. Like Ben Grimm shows up, and the Hulk fucking cracks him. Absolutely cracks his rocks on his hands, cracks his face so you can see the like the muscle tissue that is under his rock plating. It's disgusting, by the way. He'd look like Zoidberg when he takes off his shell in fucking Futurama. It's
It's
awful.
disgusting.
But yeah, so then like he pretty much runs through the Illuminati. He crushes Doctor Strange's hands through his
Yeah.
astral projection. He astral projects to Hawk, and Hawk grabs the astral form by the hands and crushes them. insane. It's it's one of the best Hawk storylines of all time. It is nuts. Uh, with that also comes the introduction of the Sentry, who it took to bring down the Hawk in that storyline. They actually came to
Yeah.
a stalemate, so it's not even like he won. So that's pretty cool. I'm ready to see Hawk get back to his muscle, and I'm ready for. Well, this movie I think is not gonna make the Illuminati seem too dickheaded. I think they're gonna make
Yeah.
Doctor Strange look dickheaded, and the Illuminati like the force that needs to bring this guy in. Uh,
Yeah.
but you got to paint him in that dark light sometime, and World War Hawk would be that perfect point. I I would hope that eventually we'll get more members from the comics. Oh, the seventh member I forgot earlier, Black Bolt. We didn't see shit on that guy in the trailer, so I didn't even fucking remember him. We don't even got to discuss him. I'm excited. Hope I see him. But also
Hopefully.
bring Namor in instead of Black Bolt. Uh, I think we Black Bolt wouldn't bring anything to the table because he can't talk, and I think the Illuminati is going to be very talky in this movie. So
Yeah. Very loggy.
yeah. So I mean, bring in Namor, man. Introduce him before Black Panther 2. He's part of the Illuminati in the comics. I love the character. Sometimes he gets crazy when he's on land because of the pressure difference. So like that's how they always explain him doing villainous shit. And I mean, he's just tired of land dwellers, humans, fucking over the oceans. Like I guess I understand that from
Yeah.
the point of view of someone who lives there. But yeah, so I would love to see him. The Illuminati is only the introduction to so many crazy things in these movies like they were in the comics, and this movie's gonna be crazy. Oh man. Like
Well, also speaking on Namor, just for a second, some set footage of Black Panther 2 leaked this past weekend, and it looked to be they were filming a scene in an underwater cavern. It looked like
we'll throw that up right here.
we could. Oh yeah, yes, please.
But yeah, so based on that, I mean, I know that there could be a lot of underwater stuff, like not involving Namor even, but based on like the fact that we've heard rumors that he's already cast in the MCU, the fact that we've heard rumors directly about him being in Wakanda forever, and now these,
Yeah,
I think it's a pretty safe bet that we could see him in that, and
yeah,
it would be cool if like they introduce him in Multiverse of Madness as part of the Illuminati, and like we don't get a lot about his king lifestyle. But then
mm,
Black Panther 2, we find out that this guy is actually the king of Atlantis. No, he's not just touting shit. Like
yeah.
that would be insane to me. But also at the same time, you can wait to introduce him. You can add members to the Illuminati later. You can take people out. And also, on the Captain
Mm,
Carter point, Steve Rogers was part of the Illuminati originally in the comics. Uh, he pretty much joined up with them when they formed and immediately was like, "So what you guys are doing is fucked up. You know that, right?" And everyone was pretty much like, "Oh my God, Tony, why did you fucking invite this guy?" Because like they knew what they were doing, and Tony knew how Cap would act. So like, why are you doing that? Uh, I think Captain Carter can fit that role.
Sometimes the Boy Scout.
Yep. And I think if you put Peggy in that role, it would add a little bit of that background inner turmoil that's always there with the Illuminati. They are not a team, they are not a family, they are a organization that needs to be together. And
Yeah,
it shows a lot. They have a lot of moral, ethical, and political differences for a lot of things. And hell, on the way to like Galactus or Doctor Doom or whoever the next big bad is, Kang, we could see some movies where we do have small scale things where the Illuminati members themselves are kind of the villains because of these inner turmoils. Like
yeah.
the possibilities are endless. This movie gave us a lot to chew on. I know we are going to be diving deep into this over the next couple months until it drops. I personally, I could already pick apart that trailer a little more, and do another video seriously by the end of the night. But realistically, just in the future, we'll definitely have so much content.
Absolutely.
Uh, other than that, you got any closing thoughts on this before I do our wrap?
Honestly, I have the most obvious thoughts. I need this to happen tomorrow. Fuck May. I need it today. So I might go downtown and get that shirt made tomorrow. Fuck May. I need it today. I think that might happen.
I support it.
Honestly.
May's gonna be crazy, bro. Fucking
Yeah.
drops. Obi-Wan drops, the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. MegaCon is happening, the Comic-Con with fucking all those people. Kevin Smith's gonna be there. Shout out to Kevin Smith. Shout out to Smodcast. Can't wait to meet that guy.
I have to say, he'll be there in attendance. Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Filming an episode live from con.
Oh.
But
oh yeah.
Other than that, our new Doctor Strange inspired sticker is Fractured Reality. It's now available through Studio 5 Star's Shop of Many Things on Etsy. There's a limited quantity, so get your hands on it while you can. Well, the link will be down in the description below. What's up? Oh, sorry. But also check them out on Instagram at Studio 5 Star Official. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to get notified when we drop a new video. And other than that, you can find me on Instagram at Roach the Boy Wonder. We are currently on a mission to get 50 subscribers. Not a big number, not too much to ask, so we can start doing live content with you guys. Live watch-alongs, live reactions, all the above. So much stuff we can do. And it would help establish our channel a little more. So tell your friends, tell your family, hell, tell your mailman for all I care. Other than that, yeah, you get updates on my Instagram. You'll get updates on if you subscribe to us, and that's about it.
And with that being said, this has been Pages, Pictures, and Panels. I am your host, Tildy M, with my co-host, Roach Boy Red. You're over here.
And you guys have a good rest of your day.
I'm sling ringing you guys out of here.